G'day folks, Nat here from Living Entertainment. As you may know, we're pretty big fans of Roksan Audio here. Now, they've just announced a whole new series, but more importantly, they haven't stuck to their traditional roots here. They've done something different, and I want to tell you all about it. Now, I'm not going to make you wait any longer. The all-new range is called the Attessa range. Now, it comprises of 4 models, starting with Turntable. Now, that is a plug-and-play turntable, a little bit different to their previous models, a CD transport, an integrated amplifier, and arguably maybe the most exciting component, a BlueOS streaming amplifier. Let's start with the Attessa turntable. Now, as you can see, this thing's a little bit different compared to other turntables you might have seen. It's got these nice rounded edges. The platter itself is curving outwards, mimicking the edges of the integrated amplifier and CD players. The tone arm is very different. It's a uni pivot, and it comes preloaded with the Dana cartridge, which is a moving magnet. Now, some cool features about this are it has a built-in phono preamplifier, meaning if you don't have a phono preamplifier built into your amplifier or an external one, you can plug this straight into any amplifier. Additionally, it has a built-in speed controller allowing you to skip between 33 and 45 RPMs. And lastly, but certainly not least, it does come with a bespoke lid, keeping the dust off your records. Moving on to the other source, and that is obviously the Attessa CD player. Now, this isn't just your standard CD player, it is actually a CD transport, meaning there is no internal digital to analog converter. Now, Roksan have actually done that intentionally, and I'm going to tell you why they come to that conclusion. Now, Roksan have developed a bit of software to link the CD player and the amplifiers directly together, making them one single unit. Now, the name of that is, pause, I'm going to have to read this aloud, Maestro Unite Communication. Now, additionally, when this CD player is paired up with the Attessa streaming amplifier, via the BlueOS app, it will actually allow you to do CD playback via the application, which is a pretty cool little bit of functionality. Now, this may be a little niche for the vast majority of people, but this transport actually has the ability to play MQA CDs when paired up with the streaming amplifier. Now, it is specifically on the streaming amplifier, and one could only assume that is because the BlueOS module is actually MQA compatible versus the standard amplifier or the integrated amplifier that doesn't have that BlueOS module. Up next is the integrated amplifier. First, let's talk about the specifications. Now, this has 80 watts at 8 ohms, going up to 130 watts at 4 ohms. It does have an onboard digital to analog converter, and the way you can access that is via 2 coax inputs or digital coax inputs, 2 optical inputs, and Bluetooth. Now, moving on to the analog inputs, and there is actually 2 of those. The first one is variable. The second one allows you to have a fixed line level input. Additionally, the second input has a signal sense attached to it as well, meaning that if you want it to trigger on from an external device, it will do that. Technically, there is a third analog input, and that is actually a moving magnet phono stage. So if you do have a turntable, you don't need to necessarily get an external phono stage. If you are using the Attessa, you do have the choice of using the one built into the Attessa turntable, or obviously the one in the integrated amplifier. Once we get our hands on these 2 units, we will certainly advise you on which one we think works best, be the turntable or the integrated amplifier, so that'll be a bit of fun playing around with that. As for outputs, it does have a set of pre-outs allowing you to hook up to an external power amplifier if you wish, or you can additionally hook up 2 subwoofers out of those pre-outs. And the amplifier does have 1 set of speaker binding posts. Now, let's move on to some of the features of this amplifier, and something that's a little bit different to traditional Roksan amplifiers. The first one is the volume knob / input selector. It does actually have haptic feedback. So when you're selecting your input, upon confirmation, it'll actually vibrate a little bit, which is really cool, something that we don't really get from many amplifiers, if any at all. I certainly am not aware of one. Comment below if you know of one. I think Roksan may be the first. Lastly, it does feature the Maestro Unite setup, allowing you to configure it as one unit with other Attessa range products. And it also allows you to do over-the-air updates to the product as well. Lastly, but certainly not least, is the streaming amplifier. This shares a lot of the same inputs and outputs as the integrated amplifier, but adds the streaming module from BlueOS. Now, being BlueOS, as I previously mentioned, this does make this product MQA compatible. It also allows you, as previously mentioned, to play MQA CDs via the Attessa CD transport. Now, because BlueOS is actually a multi-room audio product, this will allow you to have, say, your streaming amplifier in your main hi-fi listening area, but have other BlueOS products spread across your house, meaning you can do multi-room audio right throughout and listen to the same music in one area of your house, or listen to different music in different zones, all at different volumes. It's a pretty cool bit of technology. Now, I'm going to applaud Roksan here for actually integrating BlueOS into their products. It's a tried and tested method. In my opinion, too many of these hi-fi manufacturers go out and they try to develop their own apps. And the problem there is they haven't had the R&D and the time out in the field to get them just right. Roksan have bypassed that whole process and gone with one that actually works and integrates with other products. And I think that's a really smart move and why I'm really excited about this particular product. Now, as far as pricing is concerned, the Attessa range will make Roksan more accessible than ever before, with the CD transport starting at $999, under $1,000, the turntable starting at $1999, the integrated amplifier at $1999, and lastly, the streaming amplifier at $2,999. I'm really excited about these price points. I think it'll get more people into the brand, which is always a good thing. As I've said, we're massive fans here of Roksan, and we can't wait to get our hands on these products. We think they look really cool. If you want to say future retro, whatever it may be, I think they've nailed the aesthetic on this model. And as soon as we get them in, we're obviously going to do a breakdown on them, talk about the individual products, and obviously fill you in with more detail. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. If you want to know anything more about the Attessa range, there'll be links below for the individual models. Otherwise, please visit lenc.com.au where you can view the products directly there. You can also click on the Contact Us page if you want to talk to us directly. Thanks so much for watching again, and please make sure that you like this video and subscribe for future updates. Bye for now. It is Maestro Unite Communication.
So British.